So then we've got more upgrades. Now we do have also a passport upgrade, which I mean, I do get. It gives you a Globetrotter passport pack, which basically contains a Globetrotter pack. So it's a guaranteed Globetrotter, basically. But we've got 8 SBCs. If you need coins in FC25, lootbar.gg has you covered. They are the cheapest trading platform on the game, 8 to 10% cheaper than any others, 8% off if you use the code JT11 at the end at checkout, plus you get 5% extra on coins. With the fastest delivery system going, used by many FC25 creators such as Zorky, Manny Plus, and even Pro owners. So if you need any coins, head over to lootbar.gg, make sure JT11's in the promo code, and hopefully you enjoy. I don't understand. 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 81, 82, 82. Like, it's not expensive, but why? Like, genuinely, just why? Just make it 183 rated squad and we'll be done with it. But that is not what the video is all about. Today, we have now got the 78 player picks. I can't remember what the last player picks was. I want to say it was like 77 player picks, but I really was scratching my head to figure out what they actually were, because we have not had many player picks. We had, I don't even know which ones we've got recently, because I can't basically look on YouTube because it doesn't let me do it. I think we had 77 player picks. So this is going to be 7 players. 3 need to be rare, the rest can be common. So you've got a good advantage for the fact that a lot need to be common, which is always nice. And when it comes to player picks, they tend to normally be better. So if we've got 7, obviously then we need just 4 of them to be common and the rest have to be rare. So you want to be utilizing all of your storage as much as possible straight away. That's going to be kind of like number 1 when it comes to grinding some of these out to start with. So whatever you can get in as number 1, that's going to be the first port of call. And then we'll kind of talk about the unlimited grind, how we can kind of access it, and what really you need to be doing as much as you can to get this done for literally as minimal in your kind of grinding aspect as such. So it is one of 3, which is always nice. And unfortunately, you do have the normal player pick vibe here. Unfortunately, the only way to actually undo this is by revealing all, which, to be honest, just takes as long. So whether you'd want to do that naturally just by revealing all straight away, I'd probably say it's the best way. Or if you're not too fussed about the console, just go and do it on the web app. It will be so much quicker to open. I mean, you still have to click it, which is a bit unfortunate, but I like the way. I just think it's just a bit long, especially for these sort of player picks. I feel like I should be able to change it by now. Have we got 3 rares in there? I was going to say, it's always perfect when all 3 rares pop up and you can just grind it out like that. Nice and easy, get it done. Now, player picks tend to be normally better for me just as a reveal all. This would be the reveal all for you, so you basically just do it for yourself. 82, 80, and 83. I'm going to go and choose the 80 because we have a lot of 83s in the club already. So straight off the bat, we're looking for the 7 golds in general. 3 of them needed to be rare, 4 of them needed to be common. Now, the first thing to do whenever grinding in the game, you definitely want to be doing the daily bronze, silver, and gold for that lucky kind of bit of gold content. You get it for bronze and silvers, and you get plenty of gold to do it. You get 33 golds in total, 3 being rare, 30 being common. So a great stock up for all of these player picks every single day for the next 4 days, and more than likely, like the team of the week pick or pack, it will come back around. So don't think that this is it and that's the only thing. We more than likely get this again. So that's just the easy one to grind out every single time. So then you've kind of got a few upgrades that you could do. There isn't a crafting upgrade as such now because that is just gone at the moment. We have got the Globetrotters Challenge 1 and also marquee matchups that I would suggest doing as much as you can beforehand, because you will get some tradable player packs that I would suggest at least selling off to see what you can get. And then we're kind of into the grind, because realistically that's all that's out. Obviously we've got the campaign, the base hero player pick, the Globetrotters passport upgrade. You've got them that you can do, but they're going to be the byproduct of what you get from the 78 player pick. So if you want to do the Globetrotters, maybe do that first and see how many commons you could put into them lower SBCs, these 77 to even 80. You could probably get quite a lot in, so you're not munching up all of your rares. Then what we can do from there is the kind of options that you've got. You either utilize all of your club, whatever you've got in there, and that kind of puts you at ground zero. You finish off all your objectives as much as you've got, and obviously all of the SP goals that you can get more packs for. But then you kind of always fall back to either spending points on packs, spending coins on players in general, because we don't have the exchange yet if we are getting it on the game. So it basically leads you to the Premium Mixed League upgrade. And I must admit, now especially, when we looked at it during the 77 player pick, the 80 upgrade, the Lib and Sud just was very, very difficult. And I agree with everybody. It was too difficult to make a lot of coins off. And it would be very difficult to make them coins back without necessarily spending. Whereas now, much easier. So much easier utilizing 2 players. Even with me just finishing it literally last night, I think we should be able to get this done. So I'm in the wrong place. You want to go into League to start with. This is obviously the Lib and Sud. Go into your Libs to start with. Obviously, I've got the 2 players that we need. We've just managed to get them again. So they're going to be perfect to whack in straight away. We obviously then have another player from a different team in gold. Always perfect. And then you kind of just want to have a look what else you've got in the silvers. And I think even last time, we managed to even put 1 bronze in there as well, which if you've watched the Lib and Suds recently, normally is never possible because you're just so low on them golds. You just need to have all silvers, all be relatively on the higher rating. Like even now, that puts it to 74, which is crazy that we haven't even looked at the Suds, because now if we can do it with the Libs, we can keep the Suds, because I'm sure we've got a couple of golds in here. Even if we whack them in, we could then go ahead and put some bronzes in. So what I would suggest is trying to put as many golds in as possible and utilizing as much bronzes, because realistically, I'm going to get Acuna again. They're kind of the 2 players that you always do want to have, and the value of them has dropped a little bit. Like he's looking at 4K. If you can get him as an 83, that's always perfect. But he's normally just relatively cheap to be able to go and buy. Especially now he has dropped a little bit in value. Because it's just, you don't need him as much. Even the 82, I'm pretty sure he was kind of at about 5 to 7k before. Now obviously he's a little bit more kind of consistent price, because he's now the second highest that you will want in there, but he's just a guaranteed easy pack to be able to go ahead and put him in, and you can put a couple more golds and then the silvers in. So what I suggest from all of these is obviously try and sell off as much as possible. Obviously, if you've got the 83s, get them gone for a K at a minimum. Obviously, the 700s, you can either sit there and try and sell the rares, but it's mainly going to be the commons and silvers you should be able to get rid of. There might be a few that go in, so if you look at like the centre backs at the moment, if they have got a relatively decent base, there is a defensive growth evolution that could be worth having a look at. I know there's a Chelsea player in there that will be about 5k, there's Isaac Toure, I want to say, he's got to be now going for extinct. So that's the Lib and Sud, nice and easy, get that done. Then we've obviously got the Lib and Eredivisie. So what I normally do for this one is I'll just go through all of these and look for the first team that I get that has got 6 players. Normally I have 1. If obviously I've done this quite a lot, there might be a few that I'm thinking maybe not, but most of the time, like even if I've just got 1 to do, it's not the worst thing in the world to buy 1 player for this, but most of the other SBCs realistically should be done with the club in general. Now obviously you can look at the Eredivisie as well, but the likely chance is I've more than likely got 6 in the Eredivisie than I do in anywhere else. So we're going to utilise Leon and we'll just go and buy 1 player. I've obviously done quite a lot, or I've put a lot of golds into upgrades recently. So obviously from this we can go into there, go Leon, and all we got to do is just basically find the cheapest one and purchase that one. So we can go and buy him, or buy Ben Rama, 350, and we'll whack him in, and there we go. That's all of them. So from there then, we put these into the position because realistically, they are going to give me the chemistry no matter what. I put the goalie in there. So obviously with them, there we go. There's the chemistry. If I really want any more, I'd have to buy someone. So what I'll do from here now, squad build, put that on any. I'd then change this to the Eredivisie, which is just after there. Then I would go ignore position, low to high, and this is just going to put my lowest Eredivisie players in. Silvers or bronzes, preferably if you can, but silvers doesn't really matter if it is going to be all silvers or not, and that one's done. Eredivisie players, as many bronze packs as you can open in, and then you sell the pack because it is tradable again. So once we've kind of gone around here, we can obviously sell all these players. I don't know if the healing actually sells anymore. The rare one might. Hawk, if that sells, any shadows or hunters. Potentially kits, but gold kits don't really go for anything. Managers, obviously, and discard the rest. So I'm pretty happy with everything there, and I will just get rid of that. And there we go. We've gained 2k there. Probably gained an extra 4k in total for all of this. So we're looking anywhere between, I'd say, 5 to 7k on that pack alone. We bought one player, realistically, so they're all tradable, which is fine. So in terms of net profit, it works out pretty well. Now, when it comes to Prem, La Liga, and Bundesliga Serie A, both of them are pretty much the same in how I do them. So obviously the last one, I want to say La Liga I went with high. Now it's going to be Prem. So what I would do here is I'd go La Liga here. I'd then go low to high, and then I normally go gold for the La Liga Prem because it is a 79 rated, so you're going to have some high rated players. If obviously that I've not necessarily got the lowest in there, then I'll pick somebody that is a little bit higher, but realistically I try and go for as low as I can, and then for the Prem I would then bump it up a little bit more. So if I've gone low here, we'll go Getafe, and then I'll change it over to Prem, go high to low on this one, and then we'll start filtering some Prems in. Nothing too crazy, but 81s, 80s if I can. Obviously Man U, depending on which position I'm going for. Cams, so we'll go Crystal Palace, West Ham, and I'll probably just go with somebody else in there as well, because naturally there is going to be plenty of chemistry already in here. So as you see, we've already got the 78 rated, so I could even go as far and just go for a bronze potentially that I don't have. Let's go silver. We'll go 70. There we go. 68. Nice and easy. Liverpool keeper. Never going in an evolution. That's absolutely fine. So that one's done. And then all I'd do for the next round is I'd swap it. La Liga would be high. Prem would be low. So you're constantly taking from each of them. But hopefully after every turn of doing these upgrades, you're replenishing. That's kind of the whole point of this. If you can do it that way, if your club's stacked enough. And then the same one I'd do for Bundesliga Serie A. So this time around, I could use silvers. That's always going to be a nice one, because obviously with this, it is 77 rated you need. So let's go low to high on here. We'll then go... Normally I try and stay away from bronzes if I can, but I'm pretty sure I've not done this in a while with these, so I don't even know what. Lazio is what I used. So then I'd go with a couple of silvers. I'm keeping him for a potential Evo. And then if we go to left back, we got Bolognese. Is it Bolognese? Oh, I don't even know, to be honest. Then we'll go Napoli, and we'll then go with this final one. And then we'll swap it over to Bundesliga, low to high. And then we'll go Bundesliga, and I'll need to put that cam back in. And we'll just see what we've got here. So Muller, we've just got in the lovely duplicate storage. If you obviously wanted to utilize that, then you go into the storage. But for the quickness of it, I'm just going to do this here. And to be fair, I haven't got that many Bundesliga players. So now that's done. Obviously, that's going to be the fully finished. And again, you just grind around through it. But the point is now is to be able to do the 78 player picks. You want to use all the untradeable stuff you've managed to get. All of the tradable stuff you always want to sell, because that's going to be where the coins can come from. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you don't in terms of the tradable luck. And then hopefully, if you do get a walkout, a special from the untradables as well, that's going to add to the value also to what you're getting. So even if I don't necessarily make my 10k back, but I've got a 100k player, it can happen. That's going to be the benefit of doing this method, as well as then the 78 player picks. So everything is either into the storage or is back into the club. We then have to go either back round. Normally, with the duplicate storage, it makes it a bit easier to do these 77 or 78 player picks, because obviously I don't have to deal with duplicates straight away. If the duplicate storage is full, then obviously. So what I would be doing now is go into my untradables as much as I can and be looking at the SBC nations or leagues that I'm not using. So NWSL, the Portuguese league, any Belgium, anything like that. You're obviously looking at Saudi, Eredivisie if you really wanted to for the golds, because naturally I'm only using the silvers and bronzes really. And then the same for the rares. So Liga F, any women's of the league, because they don't go into either. We then have the Eredivisie that we can use, because again, I'm going to be trying to use as many bronze and silvers as possible, so I can put the golds into this. And then you just repeat. You then go back into the League SBC, finish everything off. You're obviously doing your daily golds every time, and it will go as unlimited as it can, really. There isn't very many other ways other than actually buying packs consistently, and sometimes you won't get anything good. Sometimes you might get the best player in the game. So let me know down below how you're grinding this out. Are you doing any player picks, or are we just waiting for Project Team of the Year now? Let me know down below, and I'll catch you for the next one. Peace.